we don't know if they're true or not.
And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Wayne Cotto in the studio with Ricky Mexa when he gets in here. And hey, we're in the world headquarters of Let's Talk Hookup right next to Fisherman's Landing in Point Loma. We've got a really good show for you guys today. We've got Chris and John from CalStar. We're going to be talking about fishing. We're going to have catch reports. We're going to take your calls and a whole lot more. Stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
No matter where you're going this 4th of July, know that every road starts with Sellathon. It's the final days of employee pricing, and your San Diego County Ford dealers have amazing Sellathon deals that won't last long. This 4th of July, celebrate the 250th anniversary of America with employee pricing plus limited time deals on select Ford vehicles like a Ford F-150 truck, Bronco Sport, Explorer, or Mustang Mach-E. With confident Ford trucks and capable SUVs, this is where the 4th of July starts. Hurry in because Sellathon ends July 6th. You don't want to miss this. Go to your local San Diego County Ford dealer today.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service sport fishing operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the spacious and comfortable 85-foot Liberty. With bunks for your comfort, a huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Fisherman's Landing also boasts the best captains and crews in the business, from seasoned veterans to our young future legends. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Boy, do we have a great show. Hey, happy 4th of July, everybody out there. Hope you guys are celebrating with family, friends, and loved ones. We have a good show. We got Chris and John from CalStar coming in here today. Going to talk about everything going on with CalStar. Ricky's running a little late, got stuck in traffic out there, holiday and all. But boy, what a great show. Gentlemen, welcome.
Good morning. Happy 4th, everyone.
Yeah, very, very nice. It's driving down here down the coast, you could already see people lining up for all of the fireworks shows and everything. They're already lined up. Crazy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a great day.
So what's going on at CalStar these days?
We've been really busy. We have a lot going on. We're always developing. We have a lot of prototypes going on, but we've been busy with production. Things have been popular, and I'd say a lot of the new models, the jigging rods, the hybrid rods have been popular. Back to 800s, always continue to remain popular. All the Graphite 800s, all the Graphite 700s now. We're working on all those things are working through. We're filling them all through back order. So been going on. John has been working overtime since January. Every Saturday, every weekday, putting in time, make things happen. So we're always evolving, making things better, and having a lot. It's a lot of fun.
You know what? I love that part of the industry. I just love the technology that's coming along. I love the experimenting that you guys do, with the technology, trying to make everything smaller, lighter, faster, meet the requirements, because right now it's like the right tool for the job. You can't have enough rods on the boat because it's like specific to, I want to fish this specific jig with this specific style. And I mean, the tools are there.
I've been having fun watching. Well, good morning, by the way. Sorry to miss the beginning. In now 30 years of doing Let's Talk Hookup, this was the first time ever I was on a traffic block on the freeway. There was a very unfortunate accident that had things locked up, and I was You know, when it's my turn to run the equipment, I always get here on the extra early side. So I left super early this morning, and I'm texting with Pete. I'm like, oh, there's still 40 minutes. I mean, it'll be fine. And then there's going to be 30 minutes. It'll be no big deal. Then 20 minutes left. I'm like, Wayne, you better get us up and rolling, buddy. So, anyways, my apologies for the tardiness, but good to be here. What I was going to say was the thing that I'm having so much fun watching CalStar is both. Well, from the dealer side of standpoint, there's so much availability and so much stuff, but more so, I'm just having fun watching these two guys balance keeping all the stuff in stock that everybody needs, but also just building cool new stuff. And like that's what I'm having the most fun watching is you two like bounce ideas back and forth and take something from somebody else and make something, whether it's the jigging rods or the new hybrid rods and. Yeah. Obviously you're towing the balance of keeping all of the popular stuff available, as you just mentioned, but I'm having so much fun watching these two, the Oz behind the wall kind of thing. It's pretty cool to watch.
The mad scientist.
We are having a lot of fun. We have like 5-6 projects going on at any one time, and then another 6 or 10 ideas for what's next after that. So yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. Our ability to do everything in-house and control the process in-house and have all the materials, all the mandrels, everything we need to do. We could take prototype cycles 2 times a day or more if we need to.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
That's cool.
The speed at which you guys, your minds work, and John, and like that's what blows me away more than anything else. Being lucky enough to get to see a couple of projects that start as idea, we should do this, to the ability that you two have to, whatever that idea is. We want a rod that's X long and does X thing, from an idea in somebody's head to then, a prototype blank. That the timing it's unbelievable how fast you guys work, and how your mind, John, must work into, okay, well then we're going to need to make our patterns like this and our mandrel like that. And we're going to cook it this way and we're going to do it that way. And it's just so impressive to me.
John is the best. John has this under control. It's amazing.
It is. It totally is.
We have a great team. We have a great team. I have to
so let me ask you
a lot of thanks to them.
People that don't know how a rod is made, are you doing this more on a computer, or are you doing it out of your head, formulating the layout of the flags?
Good question.
It's in my head.
Yeah, I figured you're old school.
Highly empirical.
Yeah. That's knowledge, that's experience, that's the fun of it, right?
It's probably not the easiest thing to talk about on radio, and it's more seen, but what is the process? Like, what's the process like of building a blank?
Wow.
Well, you have your basis of, what people are asking for. We have so many different models already, right? So, somebody will come to you and say, we need this. I'm going to try and keep it as vague as possible, right? So we need this. So I have something that's almost like that already.
Right.
So, or a couple of things. This has one part of it. This has another. And I might take the patterns and look at them and go and make like 5 iterations of them.
Yeah.
And then we start playing with them. And if we get a couple that might fit the bill, then we build them up and put them on a boat. Let you guys fish them, and then we get feedback from that, and then we move from that.
That's cool.
Up and down the mandrels, add, subtract materials, depending on what you're looking for.
One of the things that I had so much fun talking about over the years was, you guys saw the popularity in the jigging style rods, whether it be the speed jigging for yellowtail or bluefin or whatever it would be, and that was something very different from what most CalStar rods in. And I thought that you had brought down, at least just, we're just one place, just a Fisherman's Landing. You had brought down a bunch of different, variations of prototype. And I don't know how many times, at least everybody in our shop, like, oh yeah, this is great. Put guides on this, call it a day. And you guys just wouldn't settle until it was perfect. And I mean, there were so many variations that all seemed fine to me. Yeah, this is great. Let's throw some guides on this thing, call it a day. And these two were like, no, it's close. It's close. It's not there. It's close. It's not this. And then it would go on the boats, and you'd ask the guys on the boats, hell yeah, this is awesome. Put some guides on it. We're ready to go. And they just, a rod doesn't come out of that building until it's perfect. And that's how these guys are. How many generations of or variations of prototypes did you guys do before a CalStar jigging rod was officially had guides on it, was for sale in the rack to the public?
I think we were 42 or 43 iterations. We were varying the length near the end, and that was a fun project. So John just described a process where we're developing a new tip section, or we want a little more power on the back end. And when we started the jigging series, we just threw out the book and just started from scratch. And then we stopped. We ordered new mandrels. That took a while, and we came back and started iterating on the new mandrels, which is the stainless steel tooling that forms the base of what we roll our patterns on top of. And then we took iterations on different mandrels, different mandrel positions, different patterns again. So we had a baseline. We started iterating from there. But really, Rick, I'd say around in the mid 30s or so, we had a really good performing set of blanks. And when I say our jigging series, our jigging series are unique because we felt our anglers fishing on sport boats needed a backbone. We wanted it to be railable. We wanted a soft jigging tip. We wanted lightweight, and we were searching for that. And then at one point that we really waited for, October or so, we've been tight with Fuji, and we knew about the new Fuji MC guide coming out. It was a top secret project for 3 years, and they've been iterating on that MC guide. We love the MC guide the way it came out. It's ultra tangle free. It's a ride guide. It's a strong, lightweight frame. And really, if you wanted to launch the jigging rod the right way, which we did with conventional wrap, guides on top, and make sure it's tangle free. We waited for the Fuji MC guide to launch in January, and that was the right way to launch that rod, because you really want to be truly tangle free to set up the guides up on top and then be able to have a rod you could actually rail on and pull back on. So that's the series.
I think I liked it so much because of that. You guys didn't take, I mean, there's plenty of other good jigging rods who are available on the market. You didn't make a CalStar version of one of those. You went ground up. Like, this is how our guys fish. They fish on sport boats, or they fish West Coast style out here. Like, this technique is quickly adapting and growing out here. So let's build a rod for the way that our guys do it. Not, this person builds a rod that's great for this guy who fishes that way on the East Coast, but that's not what CalStar is. CalStar is here, and you build rods for guys that fish on our boats. And it was a ground up project, and it shows. It's perfect.
Yeah, we actually iterated. We saw those blanks. We pulled on them. Actually, they're very simplistic blanks. I'd say very cheap for us to make, but we didn't want to go that way. And there were issues, right? When we talked to people on sport boats, when they get any mid-grade fish, 120, 180s, put those things away, put those little toys away, the little boy rods, put them away. We need break out the rare rods, get a real rod out here. Well, we don't want to be able to do that, because there's still advantages of being able to have a rod where you could give the jig action and iterate it all the way through the zone, move it fast through the zone, but you still want to be able to land a good sized fish. So that is where our jigging rods ended up. We needed to be able to solve that situation and be able to provide an angler a good solution for fishing bigger fish on sport boats. Other anglers, you need to be able to handle the fish and move it around. So that's the iterations that we have out there right now. We felt like that. That's what we did. And of course, we had the Dylan on the Red Rooster, got that 252 in January, and that's when we were sure about the medium setup.
Okay, we got something here.
Yeah, we got something there, and they caught a lot of mid-grade fish. Not big ones, but 120s, 150s. They were able to rail it, and we got fantastic feedback on both the H and the M. We felt like, okay, great. Let's go.
Yeah, we did it.
So everybody out there, what's the length on that rod?
So the length is critical for us because we want a back section that's going to work, and we want a tip section that's light. So the medium is 6.5, and the heavy is 6. And it's not like we make a whole series of 6.5 footers or we make a whole series of 6 footers. The 6.5 footer on the medium gives you a soft tip, a moderate midsection, and still some bottom end where you could actually rail a rod. So we felt like we need all of that length to be able to do that and provide you a railable rod. The H has more butt section to it, more back end, a little stiffer tip, and we can get away with 6 feet there. So
interesting.
That's why our links tie out to our stiffnesses.
Now, what was it in the building of these that created the rod that I'm maybe the most excited about recently, and that's the hybrid rail rods? Like, did
Right.
one create the other? Did the opposite, or did it just like, hey, we figured out this technology, let's apply it towards something that's more similar to what we've done?
Yeah, the pursuit of the jigging rod actually had us go with the hybrid rod, and for myself, I've been searching for a lightweight rod that's really going to perform fast jig. I've been doing it with an 800 XH and 800 double XH. That's a lot of work. It's effective, but it's a lot of work. It's tiring at the end of the night. So we wanted to extend the length of the jigging rod, put a conventional reel seat on there. It's a lightweighted aluminum reel seat. You'll notice it's a thin hood, but it's all aluminum. Lets you use any reel you want. So conventional anglers that don't want to have to spend $800 on a special jigging reel, they could use their regular reel and still be able to advantage themselves to fast jig. But also it allows you to fish bigger fish. We were fly lining those 84H, the 84XH down at Hurricane in February. Really had really good fishing, and we were just moved it up to 130 pounds. Just pull as hard as you can, guys. Let's just let it have it. And I think we gave an early one away here on the show. Wayne posted some photos from that trip, but the rod performed fantastic. I actually feel like it's one of my favorite rods out of the whole series at 84H.
I remember getting a text from John, and it was a photo from the Royal Star of what could only be described as those guys trying to break a fishing rod.
We were trying to do that.
Attached to a big fish. And, and you give that kind of challenge to a crew of young guys working the deck on a long range boat, like, do your best to try to break this on a big one while big ones are biting. They put that thing through its paces. It's really cool.
Railed it, both hands pulling back, lock the drag, try to break it. And everyone that fished the rod just came back and said the same thing. I think it's badass.
That's cool, man.
And so I love that rod. So, if guys that are at the rail at night, you got to go back, and do you want to grab your big heavy rail rod, or do you want to grab a unsubstantial little jigging rod? Well, you need something to be able to fish 80 or 100 pound a night. Present a smaller jig, small tungsten or a current sniper, 80, 120 gram.
Right.
Fish it on. You don't fish that with 130 pound. You fish that with 80 pound and present a smaller jig and lightweight everything. So you lightweight the rod, you lightweight the reel, and be able to have something that's still substantial. Present a jig at night, present a sinker bait during the day, and be able to land a bigger fish. So that's what I feel like the hybrid jigging rods are.
That's cool.
And we're going to use. I'm going to use them fly line 100 pound.
Yeah,
I'm such a fan.
Same. Yeah, and that's what's so cool is it's not just I get so wrapped up into talking about the new and the innovation and all the different things you're doing, but CalStar's made the best fishing rods for 50 years. And everything from the first rods that Leon kicked out the door, Johnny, are still available. Also, like, you guys don't forget your roots either. If you want a glass 278 foot heavy, that same rod that you loved 40 years ago is available right now today, potentially with an updated version as technology changes for guides or whatever else. You guys do such a great job of keeping up with the classic that everybody loves, but also pushing the envelope on the new.
Those are our giveaways today. So we brought a couple rods here for a giveaway, and we have two of them. And exactly what you said, Ricky.
I walked right through the door. Didn't see a couple of new CalStars leaning up there.
We have the old school, and we have a new model this year, which is the 690J, and that's a light jigging rod, but it's a great 9-foot rod. You want to fish, present an anchovy on 25 and 30 pound and 40 pound. You could do that. You could dual purpose it for jig fishing if you want to fish 40 pound jigs. 690J is really an old classic. And the point about all these glass rods, the MSRP is $320. You should be able to find it at a dealer in the low 300s. So you can have a good rod. You don't need to make a dishonorable decision and fill someone's rice bowl in Asia. You can actually own an American product and have some honor at the rail and have a value added product.
That's a great point. Again, like it is a lesser expensive material. And so you guys share that cost with all of us. It's a CalStar. Anything that has a CalStar badge on it, it's the best that there is. And you could ask for any price that you want, but you don't. If it costs you less, it costs us less, and that's what it is. And it's they're still the best. Still the best that there is.
It's a high quality rod, actually very rugged. We glass still gives you that really nice glass feel. It's great. And the other rod is the what we call the BWC 102L. So it's an 8.5 foot glass rod. That's a new model for 2026. We launched that one with a real seat and a hypalon, and that one has a MSRP of $335. So both these rods you could find in dealers in the low 300s.
I think that second rod you mentioned, the 102, I think that will likely be one of the most popular rods added to people's arsenal this year. For lack of better words, it's a fantastic small bait rod, and we're going to talk a lot more about that. And we're going to talk a lot more about all this great CalStar stuff coming up. We've got a fantastic show coming your way today. So excited to have both John and Chris in here in the studio this morning, talking fun and talking fishing with us, Wayne. And it's just going to be a busy morning, and I can't wait for it.
Boy, is it! I'm so happy to have you guys in the studio. I love talking technology and fishing and the rods. Boy, when we come back, we'll be taking more of those, your calls, fish reports, and a whole lot more. We'll be right back on the Let's Talk Hookup app, 97C, The Fan, and YouTube and Facebook Live.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle. So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast Series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG Series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at fine tackle dealers.
Whether you're on the lake, on the river, or on the bay, when you hop on board for a day on the water, make sure everyone's on board with wearing a life jacket. Life jackets save lives. Get on board. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Hi, this is Tommy the Fishmonger from Tunaville Market and Grocery and the TV show Fishmonger. I've known Yosef Husseini for over 20 years, and he's the expert when it comes to real estate. He's helped me with estate planning and multiple estate questions that the average guy like myself just doesn't understand. Yosef's not only a fellow angler, but he's an amazing realtor that specializes in helping us in the angling community find their ultimate home. If you own a home, get a free, no obligation home evaluation now online from Yusuf by typing in SoCalHomeEval.com. All you do is put in your address and you'll get that report fast. Yusuf is a SoCal real estate guy to go to. He's helped me and many of my customers and family members to find what they are looking for in a home. He understands the real estate market like no other, so take it from Tommy the Fishmonger. Yusuf's the real deal when it comes to your real estate needs. Go to SoCalHomeEval.com and I'll see you at Tunaville Market and Grocery.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning, man. It's going to be a very busy morning on the show, as shown by how busy the phones are already. If you want to get through and join us this morning, we are standing by at the fan. Kyle hanging out to take your phone calls. It's 833-288-0973. Again, 833-288-0973 is how you reach us on the phones, or you can send us a text. Text the show, man. It's so popular here on Let's Talk Hookup. We got a bunch of great texts that have already come through this morning. And if you would like to text in your questions to Chris or to John this morning, the only way to do that is through the Let's Talk Hookup app. If you don't have it already, well, you should. It's a free download. It's easy to get. It's the easiest way to listen to the show live. You can listen to all the past archive shows if you caught a cool tidbit from Doug on Saturday last week or Matt and Gavin on Sunday and you wanted to revisit, you can do all of that in the archive section of the Let's Talk Hookup app. And again, it's the only way to text in your questions today. When you do, make sure you include your contact info along with your question. Just a name and a phone number is all we need in case you're the winner of that big prize today. And man, like Chris and John mentioned, how cool today. We are giving away 2 CalStar fishing rods. One is going to go to a caller, the other to a texter. It's going to be a very, very busy morning on the show, no doubt about that. Well, I know the phones are packed up, and in addition to taking your phone calls, we got a little bonus today. We got Tommy P is going to give us a call. He's fresh back from Cedros. Tommy, good morning.
Good morning, boys. Good morning, John, Chris, Wayne, and Ricky.
Good to hear from you, buddy.
Morning, Tommy.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this report, and I was saying, I should just make a recording of this, and just, next time I call in, just play the recording, because the fishing down there at Cedros was outstanding again. I mean, they don't call it the calico and yellowtail capital of the world for nothing. But we had one boat that came in with 12 yellowtail, average of 35 pounds, with the big one at 42 pounds.
Wow.
So nice. Just yeah. And Wayne can relate to this, to St. Augustine and Punta Colorado. Remember that, Wayne?
Yes. Absolutely.
I told the boys, I said, when the sun comes out, the aquarium lights up, and
Yes.
it was epic calico bass fishing. The big one of the trip was Justin's. Justin had a 7.2 on the scale.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was, and the midday you get the winds that come up a little bit at Cedros, but the Pungadairs know how to deal with that. And the successful baits were, of course, Corey's MC swim baits, the Colt Sniper stick baits, the 40 to 50 gram metal jigs, and the hookup baits, the 1.5 pounds hookup baits in the sparkling colors. And then the 6X Salas Juniors, either the mint or the blue white, was deadly for yellowtail.
I love it.
But and then I've got to mention, guys, the staff down there, Richard and Oscar. Those 2 guys, they are hands down the best operators down there. They are just incredible. Edwin, the superstar fish cutter, Floor, and all the staff, they work so hard for your comfort and enjoyment. I mean, and then I got to mention this, on our boat, Jason had a 47.9 white sea bass.
Oh man, what a bonus!
That we, we saw it. It came up. It came down the port side of the boat, and we go, holy shucks! And true story. And Jason dropped something down, and the son of a gun bit it.
Oh, I love it.
And
wow.
And we had one hell of a time. I mean, I had the gaff in my hand at least 4 times, trying to, because it came up to color, but it was wrapped. But finally we got it. And it was just incredible trip. Rosie knows how to run a show.
No doubt about that.
We love Rosie.
The longest and best for a reason. Well, a fantastic trip, Tommy. It sounds like, other than epic yellowtail, giant white sea bass, bunch of calico bass, smooth running, and really good food, sounds like it was a pretty tough trip.
Sheephead, halibut, all the like I said, I'm going to record this. The next time, I'm just going to play the recording.
You got to love that they had pictures of the boats fishing yellowtail on the beach right below the place.
Fishing. Yeah, fantastic.
Just right on the beach.
Well, an awesome.
They had a 40 kid caught a 45-pound yellowtail right off the beach.
Wow!
And then a lot of the Pungadairs, some of them. Martin didn't even one morning. He didn't even move out of the cove right there in front of the resort. He didn't even move there because they were catching the yellowtail.
Awesome. How fun. Well, a great report, Tommy. Cedros Sport Fishing does it yet again. Glad you had such a great time. Thanks for hosting an excellent Let's Talk Hookup trip. A fantastic report, buddy. We're glad to hear it was so successful. We'll talk to you real soon.
Okay, buddy. Have a great show, guys.
Thanks, Tommy.
Appreciate that. Happy 4th. Well, the phones are literally packed solid. Everybody's excited to talk to the boys. Wayne, why don't we start it off this morning with Justin? He's calling us from Leucadia this morning. Justin, good morning. Thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Morning, Justin.
Hey, boys. Good morning. I just wanted to give you my report or my experience there at Cedros. As Tommy just said, it was a crazy, amazing trip. The first morning, our Captain Martin took us out the harbor. And normally you go right over to the Yellowtail grounds. He turned left, went 5 minutes away, right in front of the lodge. And for the next hour, I got my personal best on Yellowtail 3 times.
Wow.
Throwing the 90J, and throughout the rest of the trip, every time I looked back, my captain had the 6480 in his hand, and it was just fantastic. Our last day, we did go up to St. Augustine, and just to correct Tommy a little bit, Martine pulled out the clicker. We got 102 calico in about an hour and a half, and my friend Bill Parker is the one who got the 7.5 pounder.
That's awesome.
So again, Cedros, I don't know what it is about that island, and obviously, like Tommy said, the crew at Cedros Sports Fishing is amazing, but I don't know what it is about that island and all those species of fish. But when you go there, you got a chance at a fish of a lifetime. And I went 5 years ago for the first time, and this was my 5th trip.
Hey,
so thanks to
nice.
Let's Talk Hookup for sponsoring those trips, and lucky to be able to get on one of them and get down there and go for it. So I just wanted to say
awesome, Justin.
Thanks to all the crew, and thanks to Cedros and Mother Nature for providing huge fish down there.
That's awesome, buddy. Well, congratulations, man. What a great report. I'm glad it went so good for you. How about Alex from San Carlos up next on Let's Talk Hookup? What's up, Alex?
Morning, Alex.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
We got you, Alex.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Happy 4th, everybody. I just wanted to get a little direction. I'm kind of shopping around for a rod to, pitch out some shows. Trying to see what everybody feels like the best rod would be, and then also I'm curious to know what everybody's favorite rod is for yo-yos.
Loaded question. Favorite anchovy rod, because there's a lot in the mix, and what good timing that is with we're obviously faced with a situation of having a lot of small bait right now. Some sardine, fortunately back in the boxes again, but I think writing is very much on the wall that a savvy angler needs to be prepared on any trip you go on to be faced with a small bait scenario. Boys, what's the call? What's your favorite anchovy chucker in the CalStar lineup?
Oh, John, go ahead. What do you think?
I'm gonna say 800 XLH.
Ooh, okay.
It's a good choice. I think all the graphiters are still a great choice. 800 XL, 800L, ML. We offer the 800 series, all with either cork tape or reel seat, and that's great. This year we launched the GG 270-8 and GG 270-9. Wayne, I know you fished that, and that Pete's been fishing it too. That's a moderate price rod, 450, 400 or so in mid 400s MSRP. It's got the glass feel with a little bit weight taken out and a little faster performance than an all glass rod. Then we have the all glass new model rods. We just talked about the BWC 102 and the 108. So that's an 8.5 or a 9 foot glass rod, very soft. We engineered that soft glass feel in both of those rods, and we hit the mark. It's a soft glass rod, great fit, 15, 20, 25 pound rod, fish up to 25 on it. I think no problem. And,
I just ordered a 108. I love the feel of that rod, and there's merits to everything, but for anchovy fishing, I love the performance that fiberglass gives you for making the cast.
It loads up and cast bait. And that's what, in the old days, that's all we had for bait. 70s and 80s, that's what we fish, and we fish glass. So nothing wrong with bringing glass back and offering our full line of glass is still around. So like I said, we brought that 690 down. There's 270-8s. There's all kinds of different options for you, Alex. But so the point here is we have price options for you from mid 300s all the way to 600 plus, and it's really what you want. And you go to a knowledgeable tackle dealer such as Ricky at Fisherman's Landing Tackle. Everyone there is a fisherman. They understand. They'd let you pull on all of them, and then you can make an informed decision on what's best for yourself.
You guys offer everything, graphiters, which are the highest percentage of graphite, GGs, which are more glass, but still offering graphite and all fiberglass. what does the material do for you, against you, with you, the kind of thing? Like when you're trying to make your decision, because you went over 3 excellent rods that all will cast an anchovy great. What does the material do to the rod that makes it better, different, all that kind of stuff?
Well, the glass gives you a little more castability. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
And a little more feel, right? And I believe when you start adding graphite to patterns to make rods, you lose a little bit of that castability, especially if you've been using glass all your life. And then, but on the backside, you get a little more control over the fish when you actually do hook them. You know,
graphite's got better lifting qualities than the fiberglass does. So the leaning more towards the glass, you're leaning into a rod that's going to aid you in casting better, and leaning in more towards the graphite, you're going to aid into a rod you're going to lean into a rod that's aiding in landing the fish better. Like, and then one's better for fish pulling, one's better for casting.
And then when you move into that GG, then what our whole concept, my dad and I, for that was to try to give you the best of both worlds, right? So I said the 800 XLH, but I really love that 270-9, that GG.
Okay.
But I have not got to use it yet. So I feel that's
I hear a trip in the making.
Great.
Yeah.
What? Field research is coming.
Okay, there you go.
He's fishing. We're fishing this next week. So
see, that's how I feel.
Bringing it.
That's how I feel about the 108. Like, I know in pulling on that rod, that's going to be what takes over as my anchovy. I know that. However, if you had asked me that before the 108 was the thing, I'm a 196.8 guy. I love the feel of a glass CalStar rod, and especially when you're having to cast a small bait, something as light as the anchovy. I love how easy that rod loads. I like how slow that rod is. You're getting a lot of that blank to load up when you're making the cast, but it's also so soft when the rod is unloading and recoiling. I think it helps keep the hook into a bait. If you're trying to collar hook a small anchovy or something, you get that nice slow release. You don't have an issue of flinging baits off. I love it.
I think the thing that we're forgetting is the last time we had anchovy, we didn't have the rods, the reels, the line. The technology has changed so much that we don't have to have the same problems. We're not straight mono on a Penn jig master running 25 or 50 pounds. You don't have that momentum issue, the line coming off the reel. Everything's smaller and lighter, and the opportunity to get an anchovy away is so much easier now. You can get there so much faster. Smaller reels, light line, the lighter rods. The action can be a little bit stiffer because you don't need that momentum as much to get the line off the reels, to get the momentum going, I believe.
We have a whole generation that have not fished anchovy.
Yeah,
right?
That's correct.
Yeah, I think so.
Totally. I mean,
absolutely.
There's been a lot of really good anglers. All the kids in the tackle store that I respect a ton, they fish more than I do. They are absolute killers. None of them, all of them have fished with anchovies, but none of them have had to fish with anchovies. Plenty of those guys, they all have anchovy rods and they know how to fish it. And there's all kinds of scenarios when an anchovy is the better bait to fish. But we're just now starting to get on trips where it's like, that's the only bait to fish. And I think having that anchovy rod in your quiver is going to be very important. Again,
that goes back to why we tell everybody get on a half-day trip, because that's where you really learn to throw anchovies all day, going for calicos and stuff. And it's just the right bait. It's the right technique. You learn those skill sets early, and then you expand into the long-range trips and stuff.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
Basics.
Speaking of anchovies and good fishing, it's time to find out what's going on the water. We got Marcos from C4 Sport Fishing standing by this morning. Today, that part sponsored by Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena. It is the place to fill up your car, your truck, or your boat with the lowest in gas and diesel prices. Do you know that Summit's also the place to get the lowest prices on ice and snacks before your trip? Over 40 snacks at just 89 cents, as well as sandwiches, salads, frozen bait too. Ice is nearly half the price of the others at only $3.99 for a 25-pound bag. Plus, you get 100 pounds of ice for free with a 35-gallon fill. It's the best car wash in town at only $6 at Summit Gasoline. Free ice for our Let's Talk Hookup listeners, and always the lowest in prices at gas at the San Diego Sports Arena. We got Marcos from C4 Sport Fishing standing by. Good morning, Marcos.
Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today?
Doing great, buddy. Good morning.
I hear we're reminiscing about people fishing with anchovies on the regular, and yeah, like you said, a lot of people have never really had to do that. Kind of like, I'd say a lot of the guys in the office here or on the boats probably never got to fish albacore either. Or
I was going to bring that up next.
Fishing for those albacore, just make ourselves feel old here.
You got it, Marcos. So what's going on at Seaforth? What's our
fishing regard?
Yeah.
Someone's figured out how to fish an anchovy, because there's been some really good fishing there on the calico bass. I mean, let's start off with the twilight last night. 71 calico bass, sand bass, released 20, rockfish, whitefish, a halibut in the count, and that's kind of been what the twilight fishing's been the whole week here. Some barracuda in the mix, a few bonito, very good calico bass fishing. Kind of what you'd expect going into the 4th of July weekend here. Very good there. Half day similar. Lots of calico bass, nice mix of bonito in there, occasional yellowtail. I believe it was Thursday they caught a couple yellowtail in the afternoon. So this is classic early summer half-day fishing, and it's kind of hard to argue with the results here. The Sea Watch also doing the same thing. Lots of options there. The San Diego fishing out the island, starting to see some more yellowtail, calico bass, nice mix of rockfish, bottom fish in there, barracuda. Yesterday they had 47 barracuda to go with 5 yellowtail, 48 calico bass, and it's not kind of what we've seen over the last few years where those full days we're catching bluefin full speed, but this is a little more classic, really good islands fishing, and hopefully we see more of that. The overnights, we got some great reports this morning. The Polaris Supreme, 67 bluefin, 50 of them over 100 pounds, a couple over 200 pounds. The Tribute, they had about a dozen bluefin there, and a lot of those fish are over the 100-pound range there. So great fishing all around. And like I said, about what you expect this time of the year, and some nice weather coming through here. So check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Got our full schedule up there for those half days, morning, afternoon, and twilight, the 3/4 days, the full days, lots of day and a half, starting to see some 2 days in the mix there. To make your reservations online, you can give us a call at the office, 619-224-3383. Come down, get your anchovy fishing gear, and get out there fishing.
Marcos, you called it. There was, we had to get through a little spat of weather offshore, and there's a little bit tougher fishing, and we, exactly as you said, the weather got straight, the fishing got good. Great to see all that big fish coming for the guys fishing the bluefin. Local fishing still just firing on all cylinders. It's a great time to come enjoy a trip out of Seaforth. Appreciate a great report, bro. We'll look forward to talking to you next week.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Marcos. Again, that's going to wrap up our Seaforth Catch Report, sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get a premier processing experience. Check out the easier online system to book your processing for your long-range trips. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest. More same-day capacity, the finest in customer service. You can stop by their location at Old Town on Taylor Street or check Fisherman's Processing for more information and make that reservation today. Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, more of your phone calls, more great information, and a whole lot more with John and Chris from CalStar. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. This is Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Every boater wants reliability and peace of mind on the water, and that's exactly what Towboat US San Diego provides. As part of the largest on-water towing fleet in the nation, Towboat US San Diego is ready to respond when you need them, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. As a member, you get free towing, free fuel delivery, free jump starts, and many more service on any boat you own, borrow, or rent. Summer is here, and the Towboat US San Diego fleet is geared up and ready to help when you need them. Becoming a member is easy and affordable. Sign up now at towboatussandiego.com. Let's face it, when you are out on the water, things happen fast, and Towboat US San Diego can help you get home safe. Their fleet of boats and professional captains are standing by, ready to lend you a hand. Membership is inexpensive, and it's certainly a must-have for everyone. Become a member today. Check towboatussandiego.com for details. Towboat US San Diego, your friend on the water.
Hi, this is Captain Ray Lopez, owner-operator of the American Angler. I've spent more than half my life aboard the American Angler along with my partners Brian and Lori, developing a team that's as good as it gets. I've been fortunate to spend time on the ocean with so many fine people that I look forward to fishing with. We can't thank you enough for being part of the American Angler family, and if you haven't joined us, we love the opportunity to meet you. Text or call Lori at 619-223-5414 or check AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com.
We've been talking about Sport RX for years now as the place to get your prescription sunglasses. But I want to tell you a bit more about this amazing company. Basically, they're a bunch of eyewear nerds who geek out on the subtle technicalities of frame and lens performance. What that means for you is a better pair of prescription sunglasses. They deal with all the top brands, including Costa. Their in-house certified opticians will assist you in the entire process of getting your glasses right. And the Sport RX guarantee means take them for 45 days, and if you're not 100% satisfied, bring them back for a full refund or exchange. Can't make it into their San Diego location? No problem. You can order online at sportrx.com. And catch this. Use the code LTH15 for a whopping 15% off almost any pair of prescription sunglasses, including Costa. Use LTH50 for that big discount or stop by their San Diego location, Sport RX.
Baker Marine knows you need a pair of stabilized binoculars, and Fujinon just made the deal even sweeter with an additional $200 savings on their amazing bundle deal. Here's what's included. Fujinon Technostabby TSX 1440 binoculars, Pelican vault case with custom laser cut foam insert, plus the Fujinon polarized filters at $1,704 retail value for just $1299.99. You save over $400. This is the best deal ever on these amazing binoculars. The Fujinon Technostabby TSX 1440 delivers rock steady vision, and now protect your investment with the custom Pelican case and the polarized filters that help you find more on the water. This special bundle is available at Baker Marine on Shelter Island for a limited time only. Stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego and take advantage on this never before seen bundle pricing on the Fujinon TSX 1440 binoculars, a savings of over $400. Learn more at bakermarine.com.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. We're having a great time here this morning, taking your phone calls, lots of great info, and so much fun talking CalStar. These are like some of my best buds to get to talk fishing rods with. You know, there is no better technical two fishing rod guys than are sitting across from us right now, both in the history, the design, the use, the fishing of. It's just awesome. We're having a great time here. And man, if you want to join us, we would love to have you be a part of Let's Talk Hookup. We still got time on the fan to take your phone calls, and then another full hour coming up after that on the Facebook and YouTube Live. If you want to get through this morning, 833-288-0973 is how you do it. Or again, send us a text, man. Lots of great text standing by on that Let's Talk Hookup app. Want to tell you about a very cool annual event coming up here Saturday, July 18th. And that's the Crystal Pier Kids Classic. The San Diego anglers have stepped in and kept that fantastic event going on. It's a free fishing derby for kids up to 15 years old. They have different age categories, 3 to 6, 7 to 12, 13 to 15. They have limited loaner fishing tackle available. If you don't have anything, they'll supply rods and reels, a bunch of fantastic volunteers to help things going on. The sign up for the derby starts at 7 a.m. There's fishing from 8 till noon. You don't have to pre-register. You don't have to do anything. Just show up with your kids and have a great time fishing. They have fish awards for the biggest, the smallest, the most unusual fish. Lots of prizes, including rods and reels, bikes, so much more. There's lunch that are provided for all the registered kids and families. It's at the Crystal Pier in Pacific Beach. For more information, you can just check out the San Diego Anglers Foundation at gmail.com. It's a really cool event with some fantastic people. And again, that's coming up July 18th.
Yeah,
they do
that event's
such
been
a
going
good
on
job.
for over 20 years.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Awesome.
Well, Wayne, the phones are packed. What do you say we jump back into them?
Let's get them.
You got it. How about this time we talk to John, and John is calling us from Escondido this morning. John, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. It's always a great show. So my question, right? So maybe a month ago, we had the CCA event there in San Diego. You guys were kind enough to, in the auction, offer a trip to come up to the factory and see all the works, which is not privy to the public. And you get to win a rod, or you get to pick a rod, any rod that you guys make, or you can have a custom one made, or you can get a couple of blanks. And so my question to Ricky is, if he was to go up there and he got to pick any rod that you guys make, what rod would you pick?
I think he's starting to sweat.
Well, I can happily answer that. I got to go take that tour. We did a field trip day with all of the boys from the tackle store. Doug rented a party bus, and the whole crew which was wild. We all drove up there to get to see the brand new facility, and I can tell you it's spectacular. I mean, it is spectacular. Chris's background in aerospace really, to me, was felt in there. I've just never been into a building that produces thing. I mean, we're talking working with fiberglass and resins and graphites and cutting and grinding and baking and sanding, and you smell nothing. I mean, just crazy filtration, lights that follow you as you walk through rooms based on motion. You don't smell things. You don't feel things. It's like clean rooms and dirty. I was so impressed. So getting to see it, very cool. And I can tell you what I would pick was very easy, because I asked Chris for a brand new rod that I wanted to try, and that's the 108. If I was picking something right now, what I did pick, I have a 108 that I just got to the tackle store yesterday. I just think that there's better technology than I had before when it comes to anchovy fishing. I haven't built an anchovy rod to put into my quiver for a long time, and I'm leaning more towards the casting side of it than the fish fighting side of it. So that's why I went all glass, and I'm gonna wrap that up. So that's next for me. What about you, Wayne? What are you picking if you've got one CalStar coming your way that you don't?
I can't even choose right now.
Yeah,
there's just so many new ones out there, and now we're getting into the jigging rods, and I'm a light tackle jigging guy, so I think I'm leaning there. I think I'm leaning there.
I might be pulling a page out of Doug's book too. Like, my favorite surface iron rod is a CalStar GF 100 mag. I have a lot of different rods. There's a lot of different things that I have fished, but that's my favorite. My problem is I switch back and forth. I fish a Trinidad 20 with 40-pound mono. That's my normal outfit. But when that fish for us, especially in La Jolla, is tight to the kelp line or Cedros, if I'm fishing a Spectra type rig, then I fish a Tranks 500. And I would potentially, I've identified that 100 mag as like my current favorite. I might build another one so I'm not swapping rods and reels back and forth. So that would be the close second to me.
Good.
Hey,
awesome.
Yeah,
Hey,
John, appreciate it very much.
let's take another call real quick. Got Mike in Torrance. What's going on, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Hey, good morning, Ricky and Wayne. John and Chris, congratulations on picking up the baton from Leon. I've been to his shop many times in Gardena, close by. I picked up my first 196.6 blank when I was 16, I think, in '77. Going on the Vagabond tomorrow on a 3-day. It looks like things are lining up. The fish are here,
Good timing.
hopefully we get them. I just have to figure out how many CalStars I'm bringing with me. I have at least 5 or 6 that are in contention for going tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out one of the
bring them.
one of my favorites is
Yes.
a rail rod that Ricky helped me pull on and choose at the fishing show a few years ago. It's the double X 7-foot graphiter, and I must say it sure helps to have the graphite recoil to pull in the bigger fish, because you're not working yourself, you're working your equipment, and it comes in. And Lynn said something that I have to correct him. He said everything's bigger and lighter. I'm sure not. You take care.
Thanks, buddy. That's funny, Mike.
All right, very good.
I would say that 770 series may be one of the biggest innovations that had happened in fishing, almost for sure in my era of getting to come through it. Like that series of rods really changed things, paired with a good 2-speed reel and a long-range crew that shows someone the technique of fishing the rail. That rod put the ability to catch a 200-pounder available for every person, man, woman, child. That rod does so much work for you in terms of a big fish, and then has since been expanded to multiple lengths and different series and things, but that original 770 series, I think, is one of, if not the biggest game changer that I think's ever come out of CalStar.
Not all recoil is created equal, right?
That's the truth.
I love that series so much when I started long range that I had to buy the series because it was the right tool for the job for that trip. It was just the right one for me. It worked. I loved it.
The original rail rod.
Yeah.
The original graphite rail rod. Yeah, it's a great series.
And everybody's built different. You can have a bodybuilder or a petite female angler, but if you have a rod that does a lot of the work for you, set up correctly, that's what it is. With a low gear and that rail rod, you can catch any fish that swims out there. It's such a game changer. I love that series. And I'm a 770 guy because when I was into long range fishing and building my arsenal, that was the thing. And it is now expanded into longer lengths and different things. And we're going to be talking a lot more about that when we come. We got another full hour of Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We're going to be signing off with the boys on the fan, but we still got a whole lot more coming your way on Facebook and YouTube Live. More with John, more with Chris, and more with CalStar Rod. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California sport fishing voice on the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live.
Experience the magic of Haida Gwaii Islands, British Columbia, Canada, at Haida Gwaii Safaris, formerly Queen Charlotte Safaris. Hi, I'm Valerie Hopridge. 25 years ago, I fell in love with these incredible islands, breathtaking scenery and wildlife, warm community, and truly phenomenal fishing. That passion inspired me to open my own fishing lodge. Just steps away from the Sandspit Harbor at Haida Gwaii Safaris, you will be fishing pristine, unpressured waters for Chinook salmon, halibut, giant lingcod, and more. Plus, be surrounded by untouched beauty and wildlife. All of us at Haida Gwaii Safaris have exciting news. We now have our own charter flight to and from Sandspit out of Vancouver, making your trip easier than ever. We pride ourselves on creating unforgettable adventures that turn the first-time guests into longtime friends. You will come for the fishing and you'll come back for the memories. We are booking now. Please call 1-877-815-2892 or visit us at qcsafaris.com. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Haida Gwaii Safaris, where unforgettable memories are made one catch at a time.
If you spend serious time on the water, you already know how fast conditions can change. Glare shifts, light drops, wind kicks up, and when you're fishing all day, your gear has to keep up. That's why Costa built the Pilot House Pro. It's a semi-rimless shield designed to give you a full, unobstructed view of the water with the clarity Costa's known for and the protection serious anglers actually need. Pilot House Pro is Z87.1 plus safety rated, ventilated to fight fog, and built to stay locked in when things get rough. From flying hooks to long hours in the sun, it's made for real conditions, not just the easy parts of the day. If you want eyewear that works as hard as you do on the water, check out the Pilot House Pro at CostaDelMar.com. See what's out there. Safety rated in U.S. only.
Even the biggest tuna can become line shy. That's why Seaguar has introduced Big Game Gold Label leader coils. Seaguar's Big Game Gold Label is a thinner yet stronger 100% fluorocarbon leader. That means it's less visible underwater and creates more natural presentations for better catch rates on leader shy fish. It helps if you fool and then catch the monsters of the sea. With exceptional knot and tensile strength, this advanced leader material is now available in 100 to 200 pound leader coils. Get Seaguar Gold Label at your favorite tackle dealer or learn more at seaguar.com.
Everyone has their go-to fishing spot. My spot is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. Rock Cod Rick here to say if you're looking for the ultimate Alaska experience and the best value in Alaska, it's Kingfisher Charters. Owner Seth Bone and his crew consistently deliver deluxe accommodations, the finest food, world-class fish processing, and top-of-the-line fishing experience. We've literally sent hundreds of our listeners to Kingfisher, and they all can't wait to go back. Most Alaska resorts make big promises, and they don't deliver, or they'll nickel and dime you to drive up the cost, but not Kingfisher. Everything is included. Your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, your gear. Literally all you need to bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. They also have the finest boats and charter captains in Sitka, all for the ultimate value. Take it from me. Book your trip to Kingfisher Charters and you'll thank me. Kingfisher Charters. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
For your next fishing adventure, check Point Loma Sport Fishing. They offer half-day and full-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit PointLomaSportFishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627. Want to go fishing? Point Loma Sport Fishing has you covered.
Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
To the corner.
Welcome back. Hour number 2. Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. Having a lot of fun with Wayne here this morning. We're hanging. You just got the two of us. Pete Gray is out in Montana keeping the trout honest and hopefully enjoying some great fishing out there. And boy, we're having a great time with you, talking fun and talking fishing, and we got another full hour coming your way, huh, Wayne?
Boy, do we. What a great show. We're sitting in the studio, and there's more conversation going on during the breaks than there are during on the air half the time, because we're just as much a fan of all of the technology, the rods, the reel, the fishing that's going on out there. The stories are so much fun.
I don't often get Chris and John together at the same time, so I've got 100 questions, and I'm trying not to steal. All the time from our callers and listeners. Man, they make the finest fishing rod that is available, and that's a CalStar. And boy, we're sure proud to have these guys in the studio hanging with us and also hanging with you. If you want to be a part of the second hour, Let's Talk Hookup. It's all about the text. Send in your text questions through the Let's Talk Hookup app. We've got a bunch of great texts coming, and we got a full hour of reading those questions. Not only are you going to get a chance to talk to the gurus of building a fishing rod, you're also going to get your chance at winning an unbelievable prize. John and Chris, so generous, have brought 2 CalStar fishing rods that we'll be giving away at the end of the show today. One is going to go to a caller, the other to a texter, including that fantastic all fiberglass, beautiful West Coast 690J, as well as one of those brand new 102s, the 8.5-foot fiberglass anchovy rod. Just we're so proud and so pumped to get to give away 2 fantastic fishing rods at the end of today's show. Hey, and as promised, it's time to find out what's going on the water. We got the man, Captain Mark Wish, is standing by, and I can guarantee you which rod Mark would choose if he had that contest winner that John was talking about. And today, that FishDope.com report is sponsored part by Gamakatsu Hooks. Much more than just the best hooks on the market. Gamakatsu G boxes have your tackle storage needs covered with a multitude of designs and styles. G bags, G cases, plus those great Gamakatsu fillet knives. They're amazing. With the brand new fishing season rolling along, make sure you've got the best supply of Gamakatsu Nautilus Circle hooks in all sizes, as small as a number 4. Hey, Gamakatsu.com is the spot to go for more details. We got him. Captain Mark Wish is on the line. Good morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark.
Morning, Mark.
Hey, Ricky, Wayne, Chris, John. I usually look ahead on Pete's schedule to see who the guests are going to be, and I hadn't done that. So when I turned on the show and I saw Chris and John sitting there, it's like, holy crap, this is going to be awesome today. Oh, man.
Got you even more excited when talking about anchovies, right?
Just anything fishing gets me excited. You know that, guys. Come on. But, for that anchovy rod, I'd pick that GG 270 8-foot. I'm liking that little rod.
Yeah, you and John.
Oh boy. So guys, we got really nice weather, long weekend, biting fish, and then a little later on we got all these 4th of July festivities coming. What a great setup we got today. There's been some just incredibly good fishing here this past week, so they're not going to give me the next hour, so I'll just have to hit a few of the highlights here. Up at the Channel Islands there, they had some big hits on really bigger grade sea bass, plenty of 40s, a few 50s mixed in there. Haven't heard of a 60 yet, but probably soon coming. Santa Rosa and Santa Cruz both, guys getting them on squid, and then the white fluke, man, that setup's getting really popular for the guys fishing down the edge of the kelp lines. When you find that school of fish, just fire away and getting some nice ones there. San Nicolas, with the nicer weather we had for a little bit, cods, of course, and some big halibut came from the sand spit there. I didn't hear of any other exotics, but those halibut love that sand spit setup there. Santa Barbara Island, that is definitely the gift that just keeps on giving. That little island really had some good fishing here this past week, or actually 2. Big yellows, good grade sea bass, a few nice halibut mixed in. And right now, although it looks like it's going to change, right now it's really nice weather and plenty of squid. So what a bonus setup there. And then Catalina Island. What an incredible couple weeks we've seen over there for sure. It was a little slower start. I was really kind of wondering what the heck was going on there for a bit, but man, we have seen just a quantum shift in the setup over there. A huge influx of fish that was right on the tail of a big bunch of bait that moved in. Backside east is kind of the main area, and a whole bunch of good grade yellows and a handful of sea bass have been right behind. It's made for just incredible old school bait grounds fishing. We haven't seen too much of that here in recent years, but man, we sure got a good dose of it. So get there early, guys. Get set up in the dark to make your bait. Be fishing in the dark, because a lot of that fish is being caught in the dark. You guys sleep through the daylight, you're missing out. But it's been biting up to like 8 o'clock like that, and then it's kind of over, which is typical bait grounds fishing. So right now it's crowded for sure, holiday weekend. But I already got a phone call. Yellows bit this morning again. Some of the best fishing in years.
I love it.
It's been great.
That's
and
exciting.
then also around Catalina, offshore, got to slip outside a little farther, find a little bit of blue water, drop into marlin jigs. Man, we are getting what's looking, and we saw this last year too. A few fish showed up early, and all of a sudden it just went gangbusters. And this feels like it might do the same. There were several fish caught this weekend. Some as close to 3 miles to Avalon, around 14. One off the Mackerel Bank area. That marlin fishing near and dear to my heart, and many others for sure. It's looking like we're going to have a good season, so we'll see. And then offshore, of course, we got that bluefin rebite, but we're going to pass on that, and I'm going to segue to something much closer to home and near and dear to the hearts of the smaller boat crowd for sure. We got to talk about sand bass. And again, they're a little late this year, but they're moving in, guys. There's been spawning schools down there by the border, and haven't heard anything kind of in between here and there. But last couple of days, there's been some spawning style fishing up in the Huntington Flats area. It's not so much on the spots; it's just out in the mud. The fish are chasing the anchovies around. And then yesterday, Danny just texted me. Danny from Fish Rope. He just texted a little bit ago. There was some really good grade barracuda mixed in with the sand bass chasing the anchovies around yesterday up in the Huntington Beach, Huntington Flats area. So, and that is just traditional 4th of July fun fishing for everybody that just wants to get out there, get one of them anchovies in the water and catch sand bass and barracuda and all the other stuff that's around. Time to go fishing, guys.
Speaking our language, buddy. Well, that sounds great, Mark. What's going on at Pacific Edge for the big holiday weekend?
Oh, well, not much, because we're closing early today. Thank goodness. And of course, the bait tank business is good. We're building just a beautiful custom tank for a guy with a brand new 64 Viking in Panama. So we got to not only build it, figure out how to get it to Panama here in another week or two. And Crowders, we are working on Crowders. We'll talk a little bit more about that here real soon, because we are just about done. And I do want to mention, guys, for you guys love to go cod fishing, no more deep water, inside 300 feet, and you got to look at the Fish and Game Fish and Wildlife site to get the exact dimensions of where you can fish, because they have some weird rules about lines.
It's not just a depth; it's also it's on a curve. It's a line.
Yeah. So no more deep water here for a while.
Well, great call,
so
Mark.
This week's report.
Appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate everything. And if somebody wants to come in and get that GG 278-foot anchovy chucker at Pacific Edge, how do we find you?
Ricky, we're on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger and Huntington Beach. Phone number is area code 714-840-4262. Website's PacificEdgeTackle.com. And Chris, I got to tell you, those guys loved those rods. And I just found out last night from one of my friends that black and gold color.
Yeah.
Not only did he see it on my rods, that's his college football colors. The college colors were black and gold. So no wonder he keyed in on that side. Anyway, they loved it, and thank you so much for your help on all that stuff.
Delighted customer. That's great to hear, Mark. Thank
Love
you.
it. Mark, appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you next week. Hey, we had a
See ya. Take care, guys.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
Great text come through. And again, if you want to send us a text, that's only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app. Good morning, all. Happy 250th birthday to the USA. I'm an admitted fishing rod purchasing neophyte. Question for Chris and John. Why does somebody move up to a CalStar from a fishing reel manufactured or overseas built rod? I'm looking for a couple of recommendations on 2 rods. Primarily to go fishing at Cedros from one of the Ponga operations, like Cedros Sport Fishing. One surface iron rod, the other a yo-yo / general live bait troller, Rapala, etc. Enjoy the 4th of July celebrations. That's all from Ted in San Diego.
Wow, great, Ted. That's a that's a great question. Let me tell you about CalStar's mission. We have really 2 missions for CalStar. The first one, which is paramount, is to build the best, the finest fishing rods and blanks you can get on the planet. So if we're building in our class, we are committed to building the highest quality, best performance. It's about power and flex too. So think about a blank and a rod, and anyone that builds a custom rod, you should really start with the very best blank. That's 95% of the rod. You don't need fancy thread on it to perform well, and getting the right power and flex. We spend so much time getting that power, the flex, the recoil, all engineered into the rod. So it's the highest quality American-made manufactured rod available. Our second mission is to support the community, the fishing community. That's it. We don't have a profit mission or anything else like that. We care about building the best and supporting our community. And we had the caller before. I think John talked about the CCA giveaway. That was fun. Wayne, I didn't know you were an auctioneer, Wayne, but Wayne did a great job. We had a lot of fun, and you were there, John, obviously at that event, but we raised $4,500 in that one event there for CCA, and CalStar's just over $30,000 in cash and like-kind contributions to the community. Wounded Warrior, CCA, Rollo Kids, etc. So we care about supporting our community, and we care about building the best.
Very
so
generous.
if you want a high-quality rod built with the best components you can get, and a blank you can rely on, a solid rod, you can choose CalStar. With so many models, we should be able to fit your need in. If you think about our model numbers, we're just talking about 90Js and 6480s. Everyone else, they may not understand what's inside our rod, but boy, they sure like to copy our model numbers, don't they?
Yes.
I mean, it's like if you don't know anything else, just copy their model numbers. I'd be embarrassed if I were them, but anyway, if you want to support our missions, our 2 missions, that would be a reason to buy a CalStar.
I'll tell you the other reason, and that's from the tackle store side of things. Well, the 2 reasons. One, it's the best fishing rod that exists. So that's a pretty big one. But more so than that, it's the service that comes. It's the service that comes after the sale. But even more important to that, it's not needing the service that comes after the sale.
Exactly.
CalStar rods have a lifetime warranty against any kind of manufacturer's defect, blah, 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 the things that you're supposed to say. But you don't need that because they don't have failures. You know, I've been lucky enough to sell CalStar rods for over 30 years, and pulling on that rod the way it was designed, you can't break one. I mean, you just can't. You take a 196, take an 8-foot 196, a 15 to 20 pound anchovy rod, and pull on that thing as hard as you physically can. 2 guys pulling on the, you can't break a CalStar. They're the best. And on the rare opportunity that something does happen, you got these 2 guys standing behind it to make it right when it does. And I get to deal with everybody, you know, when I take this hat off and put the tackle store hat on, and they're the very best, man. They don't have problems. And on the rare time they do, you guys stand behind them and take care of them. It's the best rod out there.
Yeah. And here it is. Today's our 250th birthday, if you will.
Yeah.
And the another reason is to think about supporting Americans and American jobs. It is so important that we support our community, and our community just goes beyond our support of CCA and Rollo, and where it's about supporting our community, our deckhands, our tackle stores. Everybody in this ecosystem deserves our support. So please think about supporting American jobs and America in general.
I know what a big thing that is to you, Chris, to the point of you've even said that you want your parts, you want your materials. Like you take a lot of pride for the fact that rod is made in the USA. The labor is from here. The parts are from here. Anything that can be sourced here, even if it costs you more money, which you don't. Also, I want to point out, like, you don't pass the extra expenditure down the line either. Like if it costs you a little bit more to get something that was made and manufactured here, you choose to do that and you eat that extra amount. You don't just pass that along.
Yeah, that mission one, right? We want to do it right. We want to build the best. Our Hypalon is ground in our facility, but that comes from a Southern California source. So it's not like we import our grips. Those are USA grips and the wine checks and the butt caps, and of course the material and the resin systems, all USA.
And it would be cheaper for you to do that overseas, but that's not what you're worried about. You're not worried about cheaper. You're worried about quality, and you're worried about that flag.
Yeah, that matters to us. That's part of our mission. Mission 1 and Mission 2, building the best and supporting our community.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Well, you got a good tech standing by?
I do, but Mark brought up a point about the sand bass being in, and I just wanted to go back to something that we talked about before. CCA Cal has their star tournament going on. It started on Memorial Day and it goes through Labor Day. One of the categories is to measure sand bass, and that is so important to us because we need the science backing up what's going on in the regulation side of our Department of Fish and Wildlife and Fish and Game Commission. So if you guys join CCA Star Tournament, it's $40 for the tournament. Everything that you submit enters you into a raffle item. As each you can submit 3 of any one species per day, or 2 of any one species per day. And you can do all the different species, and there's all these subcategories, of which one of them is sand bass. And we want you guys to participate, and it's only going to help us all get the science that we need. There's another one, which is the Mylar balloon. Collect a Mylar balloon, take a picture, submit it. Then there's a whole separate division for that. It helps us clean the water. It hits our mission statement for what we're trying to do with CCA, and it helps their environment. So it's a win-win-win. And you can win some really awesome prizes by doing that. So I highly suggest that and ask you that you guys join the CCA Star Tournament, participate, have fun, and try to win some awesome prizes. So going back to text, we have a one from Mark in Buena Park. He's saying, "Good morning, guys. Good show as always. Does CalStar still make the 196L 8-foot glass? Happy 4th of July."
Yes, we do.
Yep.
That's the thing. Yeah, nothing. And even if something isn't the single most popular rod, that doesn't mean that there's probably not a secret black book somewhere that's got every John and Leon pattern in there that you couldn't, something may have fallen from the popularity side, but that doesn't mean you don't have the ability to make another batch.
Yeah, we have them. 12 and 15 pound fly line. There you go.
I love it.
Speaking of that, you've always brought this up over the years about the TSS.
Oh yeah, the 2-speed special.
I made one.
Come on.
Just playing around, I go, oh, you know what? You're always asking me for that.
Thinking about that, like that's how old school that rod is. It was the T. I mean, am I right? That's what it stood for.
2-speed special.
Yeah, like that was a rod that was created because now all of a sudden there was these, there was this class of reel. We were able to do different things.
Right.
So what is a for those that are lesser familiar? What's a TSS?
A TSS is a beefed up 655 XX.
Okay.
So
5.5 foot rod.
Yeah, 5.5
heavy.
foot blank. And it was made on the heels of the Cal conversion.
Yeah.
Right. So everybody was saying, oh, we need something a little bit heavier. So my dad went to the drawing board and came back with that. So it's a beefed up.
But this was prior. This was prior to us doing railroads. This was the stand-up days.
Oh, this
harnesses
was in the 80s.
Yeah, harnesses and everything. So okay, the shorter stick.
And over the years, Ricky has brought that to my attention a few times. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to that? So I don't know. What was it, about 3 months ago?
I'm going to PEI next month.
Oh, okay.
So we're rigging up. Yep. Sand up. I'll be wrapping that TSS cut down for stand-up bluefin.
I love
Nowadays,
this.
do
I
you
love
do that
this.
straight rollers on that?
No, actually, we use ring guides and we go with spiral wrap on when you're
Okay.
fishing those bluefin
No
and
kidding.
stand-up. That's the way they've
That's what
evolved.
they like.
Yep.
Now, Chris, you have had a long range career. You've been fishing through a few cycles. What was the when you jumped both feet into long range fishing? What was the gear like, and what has it morphed into now?
Well, when I first started, we were fishing. I fished baby boomers. I fished the boomer series, so baby boomer, boomer juniors, and boomer. So 5, 6. It was all harness. We had the Taniguchi pad and the rip off harness butt, and then the OTR harness came out, which the OTR, by the way, is the harness system we use in PEI right now.
Oh, it is. Okay.
But
That's
we
a
were
really
using
comfortable harness.
Yeah, all glass rods back then. I know I caught my first 200 on a glass. I caught my first 300 on all glass. And then I was probably a slow mover to graphiters, but I moved over right away to the 770 series and everything else in between. But caught many fish on 6460 double XHs, 6460 XH, and then we evolved to the 665. I think I caught my first 300 on 665 XH.
I love that. Right?
But yeah, they're all great rods, all good glass rods. When you put a bundle of all glass rods together compared to graphiters, they weigh a lot you can really feel the bulk of the fiberglass, but they perform fine. I just evolved a graphiter. I've always, as I said before, I even bought CalStar, I always fished whatever was the best.
Yeah.
I didn't care about price. I didn't follow the new internet hyped up brands of the last few years, but what's the best? What performs the best? What are the best anglers always using? The answer always came back. It's CalStar.
Yeah. Well said.
So, before I owned CalStar, I was a big believer for forever.
Now, when did the Graphiter rail rod series come out, John? Do you remember what time that was?
Yeah, I remember that because my dad was in the hospital recovering from heart surgery, and I don't know, Bob Ramirez?
Sure.
Yeah, he for a couple of years ahead of time. This was in the mid 2000s. He would come in and try and get my dad to build something longer, but my dad was harness, Yos and all them. Everybody fished harness.
They fished this way. Very successful. They fished that way.
And it was taboo to go to the rail. Yeah. And Bob kept suggesting that. And my dad would just chase him out of there. And I was just always listening. So my dad was gone for a couple of weeks, maybe a month. And I went to drawing it out.
You waited till he couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. And by the time he got back in the shop, it was really funny. They would call for that, and he would advertise him on the phone. We don't make that. We don't make that. And I had to take him the paperwork. I went to the girls in the office, and I go, "Can you give me the sales on blanks for the last 3 months?" And I took it to him, and he goes, "Oh, okay."
That's a great story. I didn't know that.
It was hot.
I love that.
It was really hot,
Yeah.
right out of the box.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
People don't realize it, but we wouldn't touch the rail all the way up until the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I mean, and that it goes
so taboo.
Oh, it's taboo, and they went hand in hand with spinning gear.
Yeah.
You don't bring a damn coffee grinder around the boat, and that was during albacore days. You weren't allowed to even bring one. And I mean, I remember catching, because you could throw a bait on a spinning rod that it was hard to catch on a conventional.
Yeah. It wasn't that you weren't allowed; you were just going to get made fun of.
By me. I was in that court.
I
was in that court.
And my dad really never got away from that. He knew how taboo that was, and there was no way he was going to make something, especially call it a railroad.
Yeah,
it was not going to happen.
Yeah. But you think about that week in time and what that changed to now.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I love that story. That's awesome.
I felt so guilty doing this,
you liar. You liar. I love it. That's fun. Well, let's jump right back into the text. You got a fun one, Wayne?
I got one. Aaron in Santa Barbara. These CalStar appearances are my favorite episodes now. Listen to them over and over again and learn so many tidbits. Question: what are my options for a light surface iron from CalStar? Taddy A1, Salas 7X, Junior, etc. Thanks.
690J. It's a giveaway rod right there. Yeah. That's what I would say. 690J.
I'm going to buck the system.
You could go 900 amp.
No, I'm going older than that. I think that a rod that is my lesser favorite. I'm a surface iron guy through and through. I love CalStar. A rod that I don't like for a lot of things, but I think it's the best small jig casting rod ever is a CalStar 540. I think that has a unique spot that it casts the lures that he's talking about specifically fantastic. I don't think it's the right rod for everybody because with as unbelievably good as it is casting a C, an A1, a double A, it's perfect, in my opinion. It's perfect for that. It's lesser perfect for a full-size jig, which is what I fish a lot more of. I fish a lot of 45s and two fish jigs, gigas and 7Xs and things like that. But I think a 540 is the best small lure casting rod that's ever been made.
Wow.
But it's heavy and it's got a big butt diameter and it's niche. It's a niche rod.
It's a 10-footer. 530 is a 9-footer. They both have similar tip sections.
Okay.
530 is a little lighter tip, but very close.
Yeah.
Yep, and those are only available as blanks.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't offered a finished rod in a 530 or 540, but you can go to your favorite tackle store or come to Rick and he'll build that 540 the way he specs it. Or if you want to buy one off the rack, that's 690, which is the one we're giving away. It'll work fine.
Yeah, fantastic. And the nice thing about that 690 is the blank diameter is much skinnier. If you wanted to build your own and put a reel seat on it because you liked fishing a reel like a Tranx 400 or something like that, the butt's skinny enough that you can put a standard nice Fuji reel seat on there and still have a reel seated surface iron rod.
Yep.
For those out there that don't go through the process of a blank to a finished rod, try to explain to them what action changes as you wrap a rod and as you put more guides on it, how much that changes your action, how you set your butt section up with your reel seat or cork tape. How does that change the action of the rod overall?
I think it would soften it up a little bit, right? I think you're obviously going to add some weight to it when you put a handle on it, depending on if you put Hypalon or cork tape. You're going to add some weight to it, so it's going to disturb the balance, so to speak, right? A little bit. So, and where you put your reel seed to your first guide makes a big difference. But adding all them guides and those wraps softens the action up overall. If I had to just explain it in one sentence, I would say it softens the action.
Sometimes the heavy frame guides. Well, sometimes the heavy frame guides stiffen it up, like Fuji HB, the old USB guides, USG guides. They'll stiffen the rod up. So the heavy frame guides will alter the action a bit.
And then in the old school saltwater rod, did they do the under wrap, then put the guide on top of that?
Yes, you definitely want to put thread.
Double wrap, or what do they call that?
At least double wrap. So from the factory, we always double wrap. We always have a layer of thread underneath the guide, which is really what you want between the guide and the blank.
Okay.
Now, Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. You grew up, college job. You were a rod builder by profession in your early days.
Yep, that's right.
Well beyond CalStar, aerospace, any of that. You were a rod builder by your trade.
That's right. For 4 years when I was going to undergraduate school, I was a rod wrapper at Arts Tackle in Gardena. That's so cool. There was Arts in Gardena and Yo's in Gardena. But I would go to Yo's all the time. Yo treated me like I was one of his employees.
I love that.
Trying to go over there and get stuff that I needed. And those are the old days when we had a lot of tackle stores around. We'd fish, and back then I would work at 22nd Street at night, and I'd put either the Freedom or the Grande out at night. And then if I had an off day, especially in the summer, I'd be fishing every Thursday or every Tuesday, either on the Grande, the Freedom, or on the Sea Sport, and throw iron all day long. If I was at Horseshoe, be throwing just iron, just stay on the bow and throw iron all day long.
What was the Barracuda surface iron rod of your days at 22nd Street?
It was a Fenwick 965 blank. That's what we had in 1980. It was a Fenwicks. Yeah. Fenwicks and some Sabres were the best, but I liked that Fenwick 965, and I'd fish 20-pound Iser mono on a Pen 501.
Okay.
And just pull like hard and no problem.
Regular 501s. You have a Newell kit on it. What was the trick setup?
No. I had a 300C kit, the old conversion 300. I still have a lot of 300Cs. And then when we've all evolved anchovy, like I'm an old school guy, right? When we wanted to fish 30 pound and 40 pound on with anchovies, I got the yellowfin kit, the wide 500, the 300C kit. I still have those too. But that's what we needed to do to be able to fly line anchovies, and so I evolved my gear to do that. And then the Newell reels came out, the full Newell reel before the 300C. But those 300Cs worked great.
Yeah, I love that, man. That's so killer. Yeah, I love it. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including more of your texts and a whole lot more great info from John and Chris. You stay tuned. We're talking CalStar on Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live.
Ford is celebrating our country's 250th anniversary with big savings for you. Employee pricing is back at your local San Diego County Ford dealers. You pay what we pay across the full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. We're here for those who build America, those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay for tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come? If that's who you are, you value what we value, and you should pay what we pay. Now get employee pricing across the Ford lineup. Go to your local San Diego County Ford dealer today.
Do you know why 1 million customers visited Summit Gasoline last year at the San Diego Sports Arena? Because they give you the lowest price on fuel, great service, and easy access, even for trucks and trailers at their 24 pumps. Summit is known for the best price on ice, too. Almost half the cost of any other vendor. 25 pounds for just $3.99. Martha and her crew love fishermen, and they'll prove it by giving you 100 pounds free with a 35-gallon fill-up. Summit offers over 40 snacks and drinks to choose from for only 89 cents, and even a line of hand creams and lip balms for 89 cents too. Summit now proudly offers locally made burritos and sandwiches, made fresh daily and ready to go wherever the current takes you. Summit just upgraded their car wash, and for a limited time, get a deluxe car wash for only $6. Grab the wife's car, grab a cheap sandwich, and make up for the day on the water. Summit Gasoline, lowest prices, friendliest staff, easy access, and free ice. What more can you ask for?
Hey, it's time to talk about great gear from Shimano. Boy, all this talk about surface iron rods and surface iron blanks. How could you not talk about what, in my opinion, is the single greatest surface iron reel ever made, and that's the Trinidad 20A by Shimano.
Absolutely.
I mean, you want to talk about a reel that blends incredible casting performance while still maintaining a lot of power and torque. It's Trinidad. And Trinidad has so much to do with the frame construction, the cold forged frame. It has extreme rigidity. And that's what you want of a reel like that. You don't want flex under power. When there's a lot of power and you're trying to winding everything and that reel's flexing back and forth, that's where your power is robbed from. Trinidad is amazingly strong and unbelievably casting. It's
and silky smooth drags.
The right tool for the job, man. Check it out at your local Shimano dealer, or for more information, check out Shimano.com.
Adding a fish finder to my fishing kayak completely changed the way I fish. I'm Logan from Fastlane Kayaks, and I've been fishing from a Hobie kayak for over 4 years now. For about half that time, I was fishing without a fish finder. And trust me, it's called fishing blind for a reason. But don't just take my word for it. Here at Fastlane Kayaks, we've been installing and using fish finders on Hobie kayaks for over 25 years. Over all that time, we've done our fair share of trial and error to find the best mounts and methods for rigging a kayak. So instead of trying to learn 25 years of experience through endless YouTube videos, just drop your kayak off at Fastlane. Every Fastlane install is clean, user-friendly, and built to last in real saltwater conditions. One way we do that is by housing all the fuses and electrical connections inside a small waterproof case. Keeps everything protected, organized, and easy to access. Whether you're looking to add a fish finder, install a motor, or upgrade into a brand new fishing kayak, come by Fastlane Sailing and Kayaking in Mission Bay, or give us a call at 619-222-0766.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, we're having a great time here this morning, talking fun, talking fishing, and having a great time doing it. Want to mention a sad little moment here for the Let's Talk Hookup family. We had a passing of a fantastic friend and long-range fisherman, Bob Wolfson. Bob has been one of my favorite characters over the years down at the tackle store, and he never missed a show of Let's Talk Hookup and was the true person you hang your hat on, knowing that, no matter how many times I hear a guy fishing and coming through the store said, I don't know if I'm going to keep long range fishing. I'm getting old. These fish pull awfully hard. Bob fished into his 90s. His son Dave sent me a message when he let us know, because he knew how much Bob meant to our crew at the tackle store and also here our family and Let's Talk Hookup, that he passed it. Bob caught a wahoo on his 90th birthday on an 8-day on the Shogun, and I remember him catching a 280 pounder on his, I believe it was his 82nd birthday, 280 on 82, completely unassisted. He's just an awesome guy, and Bob was like the true pinnacle of putting time in at the rail. Kids, three times, lesser his age, that would give up. Bob would always cast a bait, always put a time at the rail. It didn't matter how early or how late, he was always soaking a bait, and just an awesome guy, and he's going to be sorely missed, and a great friend of the show. So to the Wolfson family, our most respects, and certainly going to miss Bob. He was one of the great ones for sure. Hey, with that said, we're going to a whole lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. And a fun text that I thought came through says, "Good morning, guys. I fished CalStar since Yo was wrapping all the rods. Thanks for everything that you guys do. Hoping you could talk a little bit about the 6480. It seems as close to as a D8, but better. Anything coming that might be better in the future? I know you guys are always brainstorming. Looking forward to hearing what's coming next. I'm heading to Cedros with my GG90J and my GG6480 this week." That's from Scott and El Segundo.
All right, Scott.
The 6480 was actually inspired by the D8, so I'm giving that away. From our original sales rep, Kenny Talal, rest his soul, brought one in, and that's what we designed it after. Of course, it wasn't anything like it,
Yeah.
but that was our inspiration, right? I pulled on a few D8s, and I go, wow, I just don't feel nothing like a 6480. But that was our inspiration.
That's what was the start with.
Yeah.
8 foot, very multi-purpose rod.
Oh,
Right.
is. Yep.
And you guys had me build something, speaking of that, last year for the show that I have fallen in love with and haven't been able to fish yet. We have one in the shop that got scratched, and I snatched it up and asked Chris, "Hey, can I have this?" And of course, he let me have it, and I'm going to fish it in Cedros, and that is a GG 6485 light. And I really love the feel of that. That's not something we make regular yet, but I hope we will for ourselves. And I told you guys at the show, I go, "Hey, I'm going to take this." And so that is also something to look forward to.
You guys built us at PCS a 6480 rolled out to 8.5 feet that has a real seat on it. We just like dub it in the tackle store the Cedro Special. It's an 8.5 foot rod.
Right.
Pulls 40 pound, just perfect for a place where you don't need to make the type of casting distance that you get out of a 10-foot rod. For a rod that's easier to store. It's longer than average, that extends your casting distance, but it's not so long that the leverage hurts you.
Fits in the plane.
Fits in the plane. Has a real seat. You can strap a Tranx 500 to it without having to purchase an aftermarket seat.
That's the one.
I love
there.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's such a great rod. Earl, our good buddy from Cutwater, was in the store yesterday looking for a surface iron rod, and we pulled on a lot of different things, and we ended on that exact thing, the 6480 8.5 with the real seat. I love it. It's a very trick rod that you guys came to. And again, that was just another one of those things. Hey John, you think we could do something like this? And like 2 weeks later, they kick back the most perfect, like, how? Okay, like we're gonna get to the point of trying to stump these guys with something, and boy, it sure hasn't happened yet.
You brought up a very good one. You're going down to Cedros. We just had Tommy P go down on the Let's Talk Hookup trip with Rosie last week, and then I'm on the next one at the end of July. If you're going down to Cedros and you have 3 to 4 blanks to take, rods to take, what are you taking?
Ooh, what's
it's always how do you, because you're limited, right, on the plane. What do you take?
For sure.
John's going. What are you going to take, John?
I'm gonna take that rod for sure. Right, and I got a couple of friends that are going with me, and I've been telling them about it, and so they want me to put one together for them too.
Yeah.
They want to buy one. Let's see. I want to take something for Calicos. So,
Yeah. It's so hard.
I would say a 900 XL, but that's going to make a lot of people mad because a lot of people are waiting for that blank right now. So I won't say that. Maybe maybe 800L or something, you know, and then something a little bit heavier, like a 875H.
I love that.
Just in case.
Yeah.
And maybe something really light, like 800 XLH.
Okay.
You know.
I like it. What about you, Chris? What's your 4-rod quiver for going down to Cedros?
Well, I think I'd put a GG90J in there, just a 9-foot jig stick if they let us sneak that on the plane.
My 100 mag goes on every trip, so getting a long rod down there, no problem.
Yep, and I think I would want to fish that 6485L too.
Okay.
It seems like it's going to be a great rod. And I think you fish heavy plastics on that 6485L, no problem. So I think you'd buy with those two rods and save your weight for other things like fillets.
There you go. I like that's a good.
Especially if we get a sea bass, right? It's gonna be worth bringing.
Now you got my brain going on what I gotta call the quiver, right? Always. So did you have another text or?
Always, yeah. Just this one was from Tom in Thousand Islands. It says, "Good morning, gentlemen. Happy 4th of July. I love hearing the mission statements of CalStar. Proud USA only purchaser, and keep up the fantastic work. And thanks for everything."
Oh, great! Thank you.
A lot of those texts coming through today, especially
so
celebrating 250-year anniversary. It was just a lot of people have made the mentions of really liking that settlement, and and I think that you guys should both be commended very highly for it.
Yeah, so I got one from Kurt in Vista. He's saying, "Good morning, guys. Great show. Love CalStar. I'm wanting to wrap a blank for a 20 to 40 pound spinning rod setup. What blank would you recommend? I use this for use in this application."
800M, Graphite 800M. I don't know. What do you think, John?
That?
Well, we're coming out with what we're calling a 750, right? And in spinning.
Okay.
And that'll be out here in the next week or two.
Okay. Well,
Are you sure?
You
sure about that?
Well, let's not gloss. I'm not letting you either. You two gloss over this. I try to keep up on everything CalStar. Yeah.
Hang on.
Yeah.
You got a new CalStar spinning rod
here?
coming. Yes.
Okay.
I'm interested.
I put the handles on it before I left.
I love this.
There you go.
What's the rating on that?
You know, we have those
I
rental
would say
rods.
2 weeks. Give them 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, we'll write that down. We have those rental rods at Fisherman's Landing, and we had people call the factory. Where can I buy that rod? I'm like, that's a good question. Where can you buy that rod? Well, we custom make it, but no, we need to build out the spinning rod line, if you will. So I think the Fuji K guides give us a great lot in the lighter, and then when we go heavier, we have the MC guides, and the MC guides are going to come out in a 30 and a 40. Perfect. And talk about a heavy spinning rod. Those things are going to be awesome. So
I cannot wait.
Rod line, and then you guys have mentioned the inshore rod, right? The GFIR Graphiter inshore rod. I bought labeling for it.
Oh, this is the prototype rod that I've inappropriately talked about way too often here.
Well, you've had it in the shop now for a while, and then Mark Wish has one, and we have a few in at our shop. And I think we're just finalizing on fitment on grips. We had a big debate about cork or EVA or Hypalon and what were the right reel seats. That would be a great spinning rod too. We're likely to launch that, but that's going to be much later. If you want to fish right now, I would just Graphite or 800M and wrap that as a spinning rod and think about the Fuji K guides for that.
The Carl was big on that. Our half day guys wanting to go spinning as an option. Obviously we still the rental fleet at Fisherman's Landing, which is virtually comprised all of CalStar rods, was. You get a lot of people from out of town. You get a lot of kids coming. The Landing's very proud of doing their kids fish free days. They pick a day during the week where kids get to go at no charge. So Carl was really big on wanting more spinning tackle available for the rental fleet. Just like Wayne was saying, spinning is not what it was 20 years ago. Yeah. You're very capable of catching whatever you need to with spinning. And Carl and Chris put their heads together, and John on well, what's the right rod for it? And you guys came up with exactly that. It's 7.5 foot was the blank that we used. So again, long enough that we're getting some better casting distance than average, but not so long that you take the leverage away, especially if it's a young angler, a lady angler, something like that. And it was it was an overnight success. The boats, like, people are not in tangles that they were before. They're able to cast baits better than they were before. It was just something that really was a big change. And, we talked about it. We all grew up with the culture of, conventional always. Spinning has its place for sure. It's another tool in the bag. It doesn't mean that it's going to be everybody's number one, but it is a very important tool to have in the bag.
Yeah, I love the application for certain specific things, just because the line comes off better. Now, when you get into a big fish, it's work. That's a lot of work. You cannot put those things on a rail. So, it's a lot harder. But as far as the application for medium to small fish, overnight trips, I love it.
And day trips. I understand that spinning gear goes out all the time, and Carl ordered more rods so we could put more out, but a lot of times they'd sell out of spinning gear. And it helps a beginning angler that they visit San Diego, they get a brochure, they want to go fishing. It's going to help them have a better experience rather than get a bird nest on a conventional reel.
I'm all over the spinning.
Yep.
So much easier with the kids when we take the kids out fishing, or we take vets out. You hand them a spinning rod, you never have the issues that you have with conventionals with a thumb.
But the other thing that you mentioned, it's tougher. You can't put it on the rail. Well, that's true, but that's also where CalStar comes in. I mean, it's tougher. I'll be frank. It's tougher when you're using a cheap, crummy spinning rod that doesn't provide you lift. Like,
that's correct.
You blend the materials and the flex and the power these guys talked about. You have a rod that's doing a lot more of the work for you. You pair that with a spinning reel that's not a Mitchell 300, like a reel that's got more power and it's got good drag and it's got good torque. It's just not the same tool that it was 20 years ago. You could do some serious damage with some good spinning tackle these days.
Yeah, the old rods that were parabolic all the way to the butt, couldn't get any lifting power on them. The U-turns.
But I've seen a lot of that out there now, right? I've seen a lot of film of spinning rods that are bent like there's 100-pound fish on the other end of it.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching, waiting for this thing to come up. And then it comes up and I'm like,
that's it?
What?
You worked really hard for that fish.
Yeah.
All that stress was on that reel. So, hey, you got another one?
I do, but I want to talk a teeny bit about that inshore series rod that you were hinting at. Only because I have inappropriately talked about it before, but now it feels like we're safe enough too. So that was a rod that I think will be really popular for the lure casting people of these days. Casting a stick bait, a popper, a rip bait. From anywhere from the calico bass, northern Baja Cabria guys with a Tranks 300, Tranks 400, up to the skiff bluefin. On the bow of a sport boat on a foamer, casting a popper or stick bait. That's where I think that this rod, at least for me, that's where it's going to find its sweet spot. 8.5 foot rod, small, comfortable grips. Something that would accept a Tranks 400, a Tranks 500, or like all the others that would be of that same size. Like a great lure casting rod. The thing that we were the most surprised with is how much casting performance you get out of a rod that still has enough balls to pull a 20-pound cabri out of the rocks or a 40-pound tuna off of a spot of foamers.
Yeah, that is the rub, though.
Soft tip. The tip is a little slower. We get more tip action in play on that rod, but by design. That's what we wanted. But with back end there,
you need it to be able to load with something that's as light as a hollow piece of plastic, but then still be able to put the wood to a real fish in a hurry. And I think you guys nailed it. I can't wait. It's the rod that we're the most looking forward to seeing come out here.
Yeah. The Brandon rod. So Brandon's taking that what we believe is going to be the light. He's fishing 60-pound on it.
He's
catching everything on it.
He's got problems.
50 and 60 pound. He's just pulling hard on it, and so it's a good test.
Yeah,
we like to see that, and we like to get the feedback on how the blank is performing.
Yet again, it's something that we were talking to guys like, you guys already got it. It's perfect. Just come out with it. And Chris and John said, we're not satisfied with this grip, we're not satisfied with this, that, like it won't, just like everything, you won't see that thing on the rack until it's dubbed perfect by these guys. And that's the thing. Like, we're excited and very much waiting for it to go, especially the Cabria guys. We get Cabria Baja guys in all the time that are wanting to purchase a rod for it, but they know that rod is on the horizon and they're not They're not willing to buy what was the next best thing. Like they come in all the time. Is it here yet? We're like, just keep standing by, buddy. It'll come when the timing is right.
That's fun.
Yeah, fun time. For sure.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Please.
Ryan from Anza wrote, I have a question about storage at home. I have some hanging on a ceiling, and then I have some leaning against the wall. As always wondering, which is the best way, or is there a bad way?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Wow.
We all have this issue.
I would say horizontal unless you got a rack that can stand straight up.
Leaning's bad.
Yeah, I would think so, especially if you got it in the garage where it gets really hot.
Okay. And then support on that. If you're hanging it horizontal, the racks that have the 2 spots on them, that's okay.
At least, yeah.
Okay, at least.
Yeah, don't leave it with a sustained bend in the rod.
Yeah.
Whether you're stacking them in the garage or you're hanging them horizontally.
If you see a graphite rod that's got pushed into the corner and there's weight laying against it, and you're pushing a bend into that rod, especially if it's like John was saying, a garage that gets hot, you'll see, you'll see that thing you'll see it compromised. I don't know that it's going to affect anything. I doubt it would even affect its strength, but it's just not the right way to do it. And you'll see a bend set into graphite, and that's just inherent to the material itself. Nothing, anything that, like, it's just not the.
I think the place I saw it first was guys who left their spinning rods loaded with the leader on it, right?
Right,
and it's bent.
Put the hook down to the first guide and wound too tight to keep everything tight. And the
still
rod's
had
got
a bend, and
in
they
it.
left it stored like that in their garage over time. They never released it. They didn't take the rod line off of it, and then they bring it out.
That is not good.
Yeah, it still has a look. It looks like a question mark now.
I can tell you, with all that said, this is for sure for me. It's a do as I say, not as I do. My CalStar rods are in the. I mean, I have some nice overhead racks that, when on the rare time that I clean the garage and get, then sure they go back into there. But most of them, no, they live in a pile. They do not get treated as appropriately as they should. They end up on the deck of the boat all the time. They get thrown into the back of the truck, and you know what? They still fish perfect. There's no problems. There's no bread. They are tougher than they should be. And I admittedly am not ginger on my fishing tackle. And
it's a good thing my wife doesn't listen to this show right now, because she could tell on me too.
Yeah.
So on the maintenance side of a rod, you get it back, you wash it off with some clear water, you wipe it down. Is it like there's certain people that will spray their rods, wax their rods, WD-40 their rods? I've heard all these things. Are any of those things bad or anything good on the maintenance side of the rods and on the blanks?
A lot of fresh water is good. It can't hurt anything. And even these aluminum reel seats that we have, mine corrode. Like on a 15-day trip, you get a brand new rod, a brand new reel seat, Alps reel seat, put a reel on there. By the time I pull it off, there's white corrosion where the reel seat was. So I like to put some kind of lubricant on there to protect that anodized reel seat. So I feel like the reel seats we've been getting, I'm looking at a different source right now to get a hard anodize on there, but that anodize is just not as good as I would like. And again, these reel seats we're getting are all coming from Asia. It's not the quality that I'd like to see, but it's the best we can get right now. So
what about the waxing and stuff on the rod itself, the blank? Anything good or bad?
I don't know that would help or not. Or you could try to ceramic finish it. You could do a lot of different things like that, but that's not what I do. I just I do a lot of fresh water, and I do a wipe down. Otherwise, I hate to see those spots.
Bud Edel, who was our rod builder when I was in high school, working at the tackle store was my high school and college summertime job, and Bud Edel was the main rod builder for us back then, and he always loved putting 100% Carnauba car wax on his rods.
Yeah, I heard that.
He said that it helped the finish, and more so because it prevented scales from sticking to it.
There you go.
So that was his thing.
Idea.
Now, yet again, that is a do as I say, not as I do. I've never done that. I've never put wax on a fishing rod I've owned in my entire life. But I sure that it wouldn't hurt anything. And if Bud said it was good, it was good. One of those kind of things. But yeah,
I'm with you on that.
I fish CalStar, so I don't have to worry about that.
I've seen guys put pledge on them.
Yes, the old school guys use pledge. We used to see that on the boat. I'm the guy that used that finishing detailer real quick. You just spray it and wipe it down real quick.
That's perfect. Yeah, well, I like it, and certainly a good call. And I just don't think that there's anything that's going to hurt you when it comes to taking care of it. Fresh water and a good wipe down, and that's a big thing. You know, another big one is to take like you said, it's not even the component that you guys manufacture, but take the reel off of your rod when you're done using it. We have a lot of yachts that come through the shop, and for storage reasons, they store reels on rods, and that's the biggest thing that you see is reel seats that don't want to turn. I mean, they're not the parts that you manufacture. You said it best. They're the parts that you have to buy. But that's where I see the biggest things. You know, if you shouldn't leave the reel on the rod because it's going to trap that moisture in between the rod. It's going to trap the moisture in the threads of the reel seat. But if you are going to do that, just do some preventative. Hit it with some Corrosion X, some of that T9, you know, something like that. Get a lubricant, spray it on a rag, wipe the threads down on your reel seat. Just do some preventative. Make sure there's a little spot of grease underneath the foot of your reel before it goes into the reel seat. Just do some preventative on your side before it happens. Hey, with that said, we're going to find out what's going on. We got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including finding out who's winning those 2 brand new CalStars. More Let's Talk Hookup coming your way on the Let's Talk Hookup app, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live.
In Southern California saltwater fishing, conditions change fast. 1 minute you're fly lining bait for yellowtail. The next you're locked into the fish of the season. That's when serious anglers trust Maxima Ultra Green. Known for legendary strength, superior abrasion resistance, and dependable knot performance. Maxima Ultra Green gives you the confidence to fish hard around kelp, rocks, structure, and offshore chaos. From local calicos and sea bass to tuna pushing down the coast, this is the line anglers have trusted for generations. And when the pressure's on, Ultra Green's low visibility finish helps keep your presentation natural in clear Southern California water. Whether you're fishing Long Beach, Dana Point, Newport, Oceanside, or running offshore from San Diego, spool up with the line built to perform when it matters most. Ask for Maxima Ultra Green at your local tackle shops throughout Southern California. Learn more at MaximaFishingLine.com. Maxima Ultra Green. Best by test.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open parties, schedule check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Quintin, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Hello, this is Captain Mike Totter from Searcher Sport Fishing. Alongside my colleague, Chef Josh Evans, and our dedicated team, we invite you to join us aboard the Searcher. Our fishing trips range from a day and a half to 8 days, available May through November, and include charter options. We're committed to upholding a legacy of top-notch customer service, delicious food, and a friendly and talented crew. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call Rachel at 619-226-2403. That's searchersportfishing.com. We look forward to welcoming you aboard.
Fillet knives shouldn't be disposable. Introducing AFTCO fillet knives that are built to last. Designed in collaboration with Boker, Germany, AFTCO knives feature 4116 German stainless steel, bonded with titanium nitride to ensure optimum corrosion resistance and exceptional edge retention. A non-slip TPR handle maintains a firm grip when processing game fish. Fillet knives from AFTCO. Any fish, any water.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Okay, boys, it's time to find out who's got a... So we have 2 CalStar rods we're giving away. One's going to go to a caller, the other the texter. So we're going to flip the prize coin. That's going to designate the winner. And then the winner is going to choose whether he wants a beautiful West Coast 690J all-purpose rod, cast a jig, fish a
squid and lead head at the island, or the brand new 102 fiberglass small bait. I call it the anchovy chucker. One of those two rods is the winner is going to decide which he wants. The second place is going to get the next one up. So Chris, do us the honors here. Okay, today we have a caller. So congratulations, John in Escondido. You're going to get your choice of that rod. And then Kurt in Vista, you're going to get the other. And boys, both of those rods will be available at Fisherman's Landing Tackle Shop. I'll do my very best to keep the boys from drooling on your new rods, and you can come pick them up anytime, and we'll call you after the show there. Gentlemen, this was such a great couple hours. Really appreciate you coming down here and spending the time and talking CalStar with us. We absolutely love it. I think you make the best fishing rod in the whole world. I'm so proud of the direction that the company is going and what you guys are doing and the amazing quality that comes and all of the philanthropy that you guys do for our fishing world. We're awfully proud of you guys. It's been awesome.
Thank you very much. It's great fun to be here. The fastest 2 hours. I can't believe time's
crazy,
up already.
right?
It's great. But the winners hopefully can come to Fisherman's Landing Tackle and spend some money with the dealers. And please support your local dealer.
You got it, man. If somebody wants to find a CalStar rod, they're available in the finest saltwater tackle stores.
That's right.
Up and down the coast, you service everybody. It's not hard to find a CalStar. They're the best that there is. Appreciate it, boys.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you guys. Hey, and tomorrow on Let's Talk Hookup, we got Captain Alex Stockfield from the Pegasus going to be on the show.
It's going to be a good show.
It's going to be a good show. So, hey, thanks to Chris and John from CalStar. Ricky, always fun doing the show with you. So listen tomorrow on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook and YouTube Live in 97.3 The Fan.